Welcome to the Women's National Duckpin Association Tour, Grand Prix at AMF Eastpoint in Baltimore, Maryland. We're seeing Connie Ward, second seed on the ladder, face off against third seed Patty Palmer. Connie starts off by taking 5 through the middle. Connie's one of the Canadian members of the tour and is in her rookie year. She's won one previous tour earlier this year, and she does clean it up for 9, a nice 9 out of that mess. Patty Palmer got here by defeating 4th seed Jackie Adams. And Patty does the same thing that Connie's done. A 6-time tour winner, Patty won her first tour almost exactly 20 years ago today at this very bowling center. Well, she went through the middle on that one. That's not something you can do in 10-pin, folks. See how well she can clean it up for wood. She starts off with 7. Patty's a local bowler, having spent most of her time bowling here in the Baltimore area. Spare break, and can you believe it, folks? She slid the 6 in front of the 10. Unbelievable. Those are the kind of things that make you stop and wonder, what the heck? Connie starts off again in her second box. Throws a very powerful ball, gets a lot of mix on the pins. A little off the head on that one. But she comes back and picks it up for the spare. She can get a good count here. She'll start off with a good lead. See how they mix up, and she gets that strike for a big 10 count on her spare. Patty can come back here. We're going to have a very interesting game on our hands. Beautiful ball. Now there's something you don't see often. A solid 9-pin left on a good 1-2 pocket hit. And she picks it up for the spare. We have a game. We have a game. Back on it, she needs a good count. Oh, just a little off. It only takes a few inches. You pluck that 2-8 out of there on a spare, it can hurt pretty badly. Let's see if she can recover from it. The shot isn't as difficult as it looks.
Alright, grab some wood.
And she picks out the 3-9, taking the 5 with it as well. She does manage to pull 8 out of that mess. Not bad, all things considered. Connie's back up in her 4th frame. On a strike. Is it a double? No, there's not quite enough roll on those pins. Oh, and she slides to the left of it, missing it for the spare. Oh, it slides to the right. Seems to average those 2 balls out. Back up on the left-hand side, she throws another strike, almost exactly like the previous one with the 6-pin, the last one to fall. Well, if Patty can get her first ball back in the pocket here, she's another one of those that throws a ball that just explodes when it hits the 1-2 or 1-3 pockets. She can get right back in this game. And you have to learn to take advantage of breaks like this when you get off the head pin and still have a spare break to shoot at. Oh. A little too late to take that 5-pin. But she does clean that up for a good 10. When you're trying to catch up, there's a break you don't want to see. 4, 6, 9, 10. It was a little light in the pocket, but you're still hitting the 1-2 that you're aiming for.
I'll wrap it in my Jody t-shirt.
Alright, well, come and get it.
She made a valiant attempt there, taking the 3 off the right. And slides by it on the right for a 9 box. Connie's on a strike. Oh, and hits off the side again. Just slightly to the right. Got a lot of action when that ball hit that 3 pin. And she carries it through for the spare. That's another 10 count for Connie Ward. And she goes through the middle for a 5 count on her spare. Connie passed up bowling in the Canadian Nationals as well as the Canadian Thanksgiving Day to come down and bowl in the Grand Prix. She knew that she was a contender for Bowler of the Year. And with the limited field, since women need to qualify for this tournament, she knew she had an excellent chance at cashing. Oh, field goal. That's a tough 7 box. She opens the door a little bit for Patty here, who just seems to be a bit to the right on that right-hand lane. Now in bowling, we call that the breadbasket. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Oh, that looks pretty. Perfect, perfect, picture perfect shot. She could put herself right back in it by getting a good count here. Meanwhile, on the left-hand lane, she seems to be a little bit too far left of the headpin, hitting it really light and driving it to the side. It's tough to catch up when you're making marks, but putting low counts on them. And it's even harder to fathom when you're still hitting the headpin. She finishes with an 8 box. Connie Ward back up. Oh, and she drops a strike on the right-hand side. Can she fill it in? And she's off the headpin to the left. And cleans it up for a spare. Puts a big 10 count on there. Patty's got to get back in the game here. See that little jerk in her, the end of her approach. Makes it appear as though she's not quite on balance. That was smoother. Put it in the right place. A couple of strikes here can get her back in the game a little bit, depending on what Connie does. And there's the first one. That's the Patty Palmer that's earned 6 stars on her back. And another one on the headpin, just a little bit too much. At this point, it's obvious that Connie's the winner. There's nothing she can do to lose and nothing Patty can do to win. Connie will advance to bowl against top seed Janet Souter. Oh, and she gets a bit of a break, leaving the headpin for a spare. And gets right on it. Standing on her 10th box spare. And she gets a 9 count. Connie Ward the winner, 157 to